I had ran away from home and I moved up to Idaho, and I was living with her and her kids in a trailer, which was awful, just fucking awful. And she'd went to work one day, and I started playing hooky from school because my nephew had told people at the school I was a martial artist guy. And the first day I got there, I got cold cocked. And I figured I'm not going to this school because I'm not going to deal with this every day. So I started playing hooky. I figured I would run away back to home. But one day I went back into where her bedroom was, and there was a candle that was on her desk that had melted. And it had some substance in the top of it. It looked like moss. And there was a picture that was burnt in half. And it was a hex to have him leave the girl he left my sister for, who was a big blonde bombshell from a bar, and to come back to my sister, who was not a big bombshell blonde. And I'll be damned if he didn't come back.
Are you
He
serious?
came back. He came back. So I figured, wow, this has got to work. And I saw the book. It was just a little piece of paper. It was like, you fold it in half and that's a page. And it was like a 20-page booklet or something like that. And it had a couple hexes in there. And I tried two of them and they both worked too. So at that point, I had to tell my wife what I had done. And we started on the journey of trying to get the oppression, the demonic oppression that had happened to me by opening up my defenses and asking for the Dark Prince to help me put a hex on somebody. That really fucked my life up, and it took years for us to get out of it because we were going to like San Francisco up to Filipino priests that would lay hands on you, and I had some Indian Rajas that would do cupping and acupuncture and crazy stuff like that.
What were your hexes?
Well, one was something that had to do with the guy that actually punched me at school. What happened was we went to school that day. Excuse me. We went to school that day, and the guy walked up to me and just slugged me. And he said he was going to see me after school. Now, we rode a normal school bus to one point, and then the bus stopped and all the kids got out for a smaller bus that would take us out into the rural area. And so we stop, we get out, and everybody circles around the two of us like we're going to fight right there. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going down. So everything I'd learned up to that point, was going through my mind. And the second bus shows up, and we get in the bus, and we take off. And he's coming up to his house, and he walks through the walkway in the bus and elbows me in the back of the head as he's getting out. And I was trying to fit in, so I had a mouthful of Red Man, and I was trying to get into the whole chewing tobacco thing because that's what everybody else was doing. And when he hit me, I went, "Ooh," and I swallowed that shit. So I went back to my sister's trailer, and I got really, really sick. And I figured, that's it. I'm going to do something about this. So I looked through the book, and I found something that would do what I wanted. And I did that hex. And then there was another one.
What did you want to happen?
Well, I really don't want to get into it because I don't want anybody to be misled and try and figure out what I did and go down that route, because it was a terrible deviation from what was good and right in the world for me. Of course, that power's out there. Without black, there's no white. But it was just for me. After that happened, I realized that really don't want to talk about this. Really don't want to get anybody interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk about it to the degree that I'm comfortable with, where I know that nobody can be misled from it.
And then you did another one?
I did a second one, and that one was it was something when I had moved back to California already, and there was somebody that I wanted, and I was just, I was an ugly, redheaded, freckle-faced kid with short hair and sweat rings, and I didn't have any chance of being with this girl, but everybody in school wanted to be with this girl. So I figured, what the hell? You know, I say that quite a lot in my life, right? Um, and we were together, and then we weren't.
And it worked again. Wow. So what is, I mean, I don't know much about witchcraft. What,
You don't want to.
what is the, in a snapshot, what is it? Is it,
Well, there, there is a understanding that there are black witches and white witches, that there are witches that do good. But witchcraft is still witchcraft. It's the use of the elements, and you know, there's alchemy, there's wizardry, sorcery, electricity, magic. There's use of blood, use of spit, use of sperm, use of all of these things that are all part of what was created and being used in an unnatural way. So, you know, for me, when I walked away from practicing any kind of witchcraft, because I didn't practice it. I did it 2 times, and both of them worked. And then I went, this is bigger than I am. I'm not going to mess around with this. And so wrote the song The Conjuring.